49 people have been killed in a plane crash in the United States. Continental Airlines flight 3407 was 5 minutes from landing when it crashed into a house in the suburb of Buffalo in the state of New York.
All 44 passengers and 4 crew were killed, along with 1 person on the ground. It's not yet clear what caused the crash. Police say 2 people, thought to be a woman and a child, managed to escape from the house and are being treated at a local hospital.
It was a routine trip from Newark to Buffalo. Now this is all that's left of Continental Express flight 3407. The control tower at Buffalo Airport lost contact with the plane just 10 miles from its destination.
Over 3407 Buffalo.
With no response, the controller then calls out to another plane to check if it can see the missing aircraft.
Delta 1998, look off your right side about 5 miles for a dash 8. Should be 2300. Do you see anything there?
Negative, Delta 1998. We're just in the bottoms and nothing on the TCAS.
The plane had crashed into a house at just after 10 o'clock local time last night. Witnesses report hearing a huge bang and seeing the sky turn orange.
And it was kind of like sputtering, like it was going to stall out or something like that. And it was real loud. It was just right down the street, like a quarter mile. And the next thing you know, we heard it crash. So we looked out the window and there's bright lights, so we decided to run down here.
I thought a plow with its blade down had struck a transformer pole. That's kind of what it sounded like.
I was in my room, just sitting up there, and the plane was just coming in, and it was really low. And it sounded like it was low, and then all of a sudden I just heard like a big popping noise. And I looked out my window, and like the whole sky illuminated with like orange flames, and I just saw the flames run up.
The plane was carrying 44 passengers and 4 crew. This man believes his sister was on board.
My parents are on vacation in Florida, and I had to call down there and tell my father what was going on. And I'm just thinking about my mom.
How are they taking it?
To tell you the truth, I heard my mother make a noise on the phone that I've never heard before.
It's thought the aircraft had been delayed and was approaching the airport in Buffalo 2 hours later than scheduled.
This community, better than any in the country, will come together, as we have done time and time again, to support our fellow citizens. This is a very close-knit community, and I can assure all the families that all of us will do whatever it takes to go through this period of grief, and whatever they need will be provided, starting right now with counselors to get them through this very difficult period.
This morning, firefighters are still trying to control the flames. 12 homes around the crash site have been evacuated. Investigators are trying to establish if the weather or a mechanical fault caused the crash. Nicola Pearson, BBC News.
Well, our correspondent in New York, Greg Wood, says the investigations are just beginning into the cause of the disaster.
There's really no new information as to the cause of this particular crash, but we do know there were communications between the pilot of the aeroplane and air traffic control at Buffalo in upstate New York, which was the destination. Shortly before the crash, there appeared to be nothing amiss with the flight, and then a minute later air traffic control tried to re-establish contact and was unable to do so, and actually asked another flight in the area whether they could see Continental Express 3407, and they replied that they couldn't. Eyewitnesses described a spluttering sound coming from the aeroplane, perhaps one wing slightly lower than the other. We know that weather conditions in the area were nothing unusual for this time of year. Light winds from the southwest, some snow, but as I say, nothing really at the moment to tell us what the cause of this crash might have been.
Now, if this had happened 5 or more years ago, there would be a lot of speculation about the threat of terrorism. Has there been any question of that?
There's certainly been no suggestion of that. Nobody has mentioned that at all. In fact, internal flights in the United States have had a really good safety record over something like the past 2.5 years. The last fatalities on an internal flight were back in August 2006. Certainly nothing at the moment to suggest there might have been any terrorist involvement whatsoever.